Have you ever been terminated na parang ang bilis lang? Like one day you're on a shift, then the next may final notice ka na agad?
Today, we're breaking down a real story from someone who got terminated pero questionable kung dumaan ba sa tamang proseso. We'll talk about what due process really means and what you can do kung nangyari to sa'yo. The BPO Break Room Podcast, welcome back to another episode. This is Jay and you are tuned in on the rising show in the BPO world.
The BPO Break Room Podcast.
Hola, Kay.
Hola, Jay. And to those who are watching and listening to us right now, this is Kay. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, send us some love and give us a like. Aside from Spotify and YouTube, we are now on Amazon Music and Apple Podcasts at the BPO Break Room Podcast. Ayan. So here's the story nga, Jay, no? A
Oh, ano
BPO
yan?
employee that shared that they were reviewed by their team lead. Etong nakakaloka. 4 calls in total, 2 on February 10 and 2 on February 11. Handa ka
Okay.
na ba? According to the TL, it was call avoidance. Pero ang sabi ng
Mm.
employee, hindi niya dinisconnect yung calls and the customer was still on the line. Here's where it gets sketchy. Instead of getting coaching or proper explanation, TL just told them to acknowledge the notice to explain. Just for documentation daw. Nako, exploitation pala ito. It was filed February 26 pero pina-acknowledge ulit sa kanya on March 5th. So medyo magulo. Tapos by
Mm.
March 10, na-transfer siya sa ibang cluster under different TL. But guess what? On
Mm.
March 19, yung dati pa ring TL ang nag-send ng notice of intent. And the new TL, wala siyang ka-idea about the case. The agent had to bring it up. And shortly after that, terminated na siya. No clear chance to explain. No due process. Kaya the question now is, was that even legal?
Okay, so February 10 and 11, nangyari yung call avoidance di umano. Tama ba ako?
Correct.
Okay. February 10 and 11 nangyari. And then, no nalipat siya ng TL ng February, tama ba ako? February 6? February 26?
Mm,
I notice to explain, sinerve ng unang TL.
correct.
Right? Pinapa-acknowledge. Okay, number one kasi guys, ang notice to explain, for those that didn't know, ang notice to explain, this will be served to you so that you can explain what happened and why you deserve or do not deserve to be sanctioned depende sa kasong inihain sa'yo, no? It's not just an acknowledgement. You are given 3 days or 5 days to explain, to return the document, right? Fully signed and with response most of the time. So, if inihain sa'yo yung notice to explain, pinapa-acknowledge lang, hindi siya notice to explain. Tapos March 10 naman, so 5 days after in-acknowledge di umano or sinign yung notice to explain, na-transfer siya sa ibang TL. And then March 19, yung previous TL pa din yung nag-send ng notice of intent. Notice of intent, ito ito na yung notice of decision na.
Kaya nakaka-curious 'no, parang ano-anong gustong
Mm.
palabasin ng previous TL.
Ako medyo medyo nagagets ko why the previous TL was still the one to serve the notice of decision or notice of intent to terminate the relationship or the contract of the employee. Because yung previous TL, yung naghain ng case eh. Current TL should be looped in because siya na yung may authority over the agent eh. Let's talk about due process. Okay? In the Philippines, it comes in 2 parts. Okay? Number 1, substantive due process. Meaning, may valid and legal reasons ba to terminate you. Okay? Usually, substantive due process, this refers to the reason behind your termination. Ang tanong dito ay, may sapat ang dahilan para tanggalin ka sa trabaho. The reason must be, number 1, valid under company policy like serious misconduct, habitual tardiness, fraud, and so on and so forth. And the second is legal under labor laws. Example, if an agent was caught intentionally altering customer records to manipulate performance or improve performance metrics, this could be a just cause for termination under serious misconduct. That's
Mhm.
substantive due process. May basihan ang pag-terminate. If the reason is vague, like personal or retaliatory, for example, ayaw ng TL mo sa'yo, ayaw ng manager mo sa'yo, nagreklamo ka sa HR kaya tinanggal ka, this could violate substantive due process. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Substantive due process yun, meaning may valid and legal reason ba to terminate you. Now, the second part of the due process in the Philippines labor law is procedural due process. Meaning to say, did the company follow the right step? Again, this refers to how the termination was carried out. Ang tanong dito ay sinunod ba ng kumpanya ang tamang proseso bago ka tinanggal? This usually involves, number one, kapag a violation was incurred, the first document that should be delivered to the employee is notice to explain. Explain mo ang sarili mo, bakit mo ginawa ito, totoo bang ginawa mo ito, bakit hindi mo deserve ang sanction na ihahain sa'yo after the investigation. And then after that, if the violation is grave, that it would result to termination of contract, meron dapat siyang administrative hearing or tinatawag na admin hearing. But if the case naman would not result to termination, for example, verbal warning lang or written warning, final written warning and whatnot, hindi na yung pinapadaan ng admin hearing. Okay, and then after nun is notice of decision. Na ang notice of decision usually takes another 7 days from the admin hearing. It comes with a proper documentation and it is served by HR together with immediate supervisor or manager. But if the agent was suddenly removed from schedule without warning, explanation, or documentation, that violates procedural due process, regardless kung may kasalanan man siya o wala. Let's talk about now if this company followed the procedures. Himay-himayin natin yan. On paper, some steps were done. Pero kung titignan natin closely, number one, the NTE wasn't explained properly. Sabi lang, acknowledge mo lang.
Naku, ang
So, okay,
hirap
how
yun.
do you, more than 100 na ang NTE na serve mo, no? Okay. How do you serve NTE to your agent?
Ko-coaching mo muna para aware din siya, and then by the end of that coaching, before you even wrap up, dun mo na isa-set yung expectation mo, okay, here's what will happen, okay, diyan may lalatag sa kanya yung next steps, para naman aware siya, no? And hindi lang tayo basta nagpapa-acknowledge dito, we tell them na, NTE is not the end of the line. This is also your chance to also explain your side, so it's never gonna be a one-sided thing. So, kailangan, it's clear to the agent na, okay, this is what we did, here's how we can prevent it from happening again. To address this, here are the next steps. And part of it is serving the NTE.
True. So, sa sinabi mong yan ang dapat nangyari, no? Dito kasi, NTE agad eh. Walang chance si employee to defend himself or at least be heard. Ano ba talaga nangyari? This is a terminable offense. An terminable offense should have administrative hearing first. That should be conducted and facilitated by HR. Pero wala nangyari doon. So, pero again, kwento niya to, ha? Kwento ng employee to. Remember guys, sa lahat ng storya, merong 3 versions. Yung employee's kwento, the employer's kwento, and the true kwento, ha? And I said that because minsan kasi yung mga employees natin, no, medyo makakalimutan, right? Minsan nakakalimutan nila, ay, oo nga pala, kanoch pala ako about this. Ay, oo nga pala, nag-reply ako sa NTE. Ano mga ganun klase mga minor things na nakakalimutan minsan. Pero then again, we're just basing the insights of this episode on the story of the employee.
Correct ka dyan, Jay. And majority of the time, syempre, lagi na din natin tatandaan tayong mga listeners, ha? Every time that someone would reach out to you, be the right person that they will reach out. Di ba, Jay? Na tipong pagka halimbawa nag-express sila ng mga hinaing nila, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are also obliged to add fuel to the fire. Kaya minsan, nawawala din sa isip ng ahente na may ginawa nga pala ako na hindi nga naman talaga kasi justifiable. So, ayun yung lagi natin tatandaan na there should always be like a valid reason for someone to get terminated. Pero, eto na nga, Jay, no? Pause muna tayo ng very, very light to remind everyone to subscribe on this channel and hit that notification bell agad-agad para lagi kayong updated sa mga fresh episodes namin. Okay, so what if, Jay, let's say ako yon, I just got terminated and it doesn't feel right. What should I do first?
Unang-una sa lahat, ba't ka nagpa-terminate, Day? Pangalawa, ba't mo ginawa? Ba't ka nag-release ng call? Ha? Okay. So if this happens to you, okay, what should you do first? Number 1, document everything. Save the emails, save the screenshots of your conversation, chat logs, lahat ng pwedeng patunay. And even your verbal conversation with the people involved, document those. This will serve as your documented version of this conversation with timestamps, ha? Number 2 is review your contract and handbook. Okay, hindi pa rin wala kang contract, right? And kung there are companies na walang handbook, right? It's totally fine, just review your contract. Your contract should be your Bible at this moment. Because sometimes, may company-specific process na outline doon sa inyong contract, you would only use that to make sure if the procedural due process was followed. And then, request a copy of the NTE and termination document. I'm sure meron ka ng copy ng NTE because usually ang NTE ay pinapadala digitally or minsan naman kapag hard copy yung pinadala sa yung NTE, no? 3 copies yan lagi. Okay? Copy ni employee, copy ni TL, tsaka copy ni HR. Laging 3 hard copies yun. And then the termination documents. You have the right to ask for these documents. Number 4, reach out to NLRC or to DOLE. Pwede ka mag-file ng complaint if you believe due process wasn't followed. Kaya nga yung number 2 is review your contract and your handbook. When you present this to NLRC or to DOLE, you have evidences and you have facts to believe that due process wasn't followed. And then number 5 is correct. Consult a labor lawyer or union rep. Kahit one session na may mga labor lawyers dyan na free yung unang consult. And one consult sometimes is enough for you to take the next step when you reach out to NLRC or DOLE. And NLRC, they have their own lawyer that can back you up naman there. After you do all of these, right? The last thing that you need to do is do not lose your confidence. Termination doesn't define your value, right? Minsan it's the system that failed and not you.
Pero Jay, kasi to those that are listening to us right now that are also aspirants for the BPO industry, no? What is NLRC?
Ang NLRC ay isa siyang it stands for National Labor Relations Commission. Okay? Under siya ng DOLE or Department of Labor and Employment in the Philippines. Siya ay nag-handle ng disputes between employers and employees, including illegal dismissal, unfair labor practices, and money claims. Ang dami-dami niya.
Pero ang hirap, Jay, no? Kasi minsan parang wala kang laban, but knowing this, grabe, empowering siya, you have no idea.
Correct. Exactly. The more informed you are, the better you can protect yourself. Because getting terminated without fair process, hindi lang siya unfair it's also illegal. But with the right knowledge, may laban ka. And sometimes sometimes even if si employee ay guilty, right? Talagang nag-release siya ng call. But since the procedural due process was not followed, the employers are getting in trouble. Nagiging cause siya for illegal dismissal. Kaya mga employers dyan, yung mga TLs, supervisors, and even managers, make sure that you educate your TLs, your managers regarding the procedural due process because they are the ones executing the procedural due process in the company. And you educate them, maybe give them a refresher or training every year just to refresh their memory about procedural due process of the company, right? Para at least you also protect the employer's interest. Ang dami-daming ganyan because I have a couple of friends working for NLRC and ang dami-daming cases wherein yung employer ay natatalo sa dispute because yung procedural due process was not followed by the supervisor.
And if you're listening right now and this happened to you, know that you are not alone. And these are the things that you can do. And if this episode hit close to home, share it with someone who might need it. And if you have a story like this, let's talk. You can drop by our socials for your shift stories.
We're here to make the BPO industry better, one real story at a time.
And to those who are listening to us right now, we want to hear from you, of course. What did you learn from the episode today? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below and tag us din sa mga trending memes ninyo. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram.
Agree, Yana Grande. Let's interact on our social media accounts. And for those who are exploring opportunities in the BPO industry, work from home or on-site, join our WhatsApp group. We post exclusive job ads every Monday. Lastly, check our bio and join our growing community.
Kaya bye everyone! Kita-kits ulit!
The BPO Break Room Podcast.